So the biggest challenge, the biggest obstacle to embodiment, to this somatic work, is the one inside who doesn't want to feel what they're feeling. Basically, all of us get into spirituality because we want to feel better. We get into spirituality because we want essentially we get into spirituality as a way of getting away from our pain. So a lot of people get into spirituality, if they haven't included the body, they come into spirituality with an intention to actually get away from themselves. In the same way that you watch Netflix or you scroll through reels on your phone at night after you get home from work, or you go out drinking, or whatever you do, human beings are in a chronic condition of constantly trying to escape themselves. And what I mean by that is we're in a chronic, almost continuous state of unconsciously escaping from our pain, unconsciously escaping from our bodies, unconsciously not wanting to feel the pain that is laid down within our hearts, the pain that is laid down within our bellies, the pain that is actually laid down within every part of our body. So you may have gotten into spirituality and you're doing all of these things that aren't a particularly embodied approach, and then you hear about embodiment and coming into the body. And the likelihood is you will get into these embodiment practices with the same intention, the intention that I don't want to feel pain. And so you may be approaching the feelings and the pain in your body with this sort of idea or sense of like, I want to get rid of this. Like, I don't want to feel this. I want to get rid of it. And you may even hear the teaching like, you need to feel your pain. But you might be feeling it with an intention of, if I feel this for long enough, it's gonna fuck off. So a lot of people get into embodiment with this strong sort of willpower of like, if I do these practices, all of this pain's gonna leave me. And that is very natural. It's very natural to have that set up within our psyche, to have that set up within our minds when we start doing this work. So what we really need to do is learn, instead of coming into our bodies with the intention to get rid of our feelings, instead of coming into our bodies with the intention to get rid of what we're feeling, is to come into our bodies with the intention to simply hold what's there, to just let it be there, to let it come closer to us. Now, if you can say, when you're in an experience and there's some emotions going on or something like that, if you can say, I'm happy for this feeling to stay here forever, then that means that you're in a state of acceptance of it. That means that you're holding it. That means that you're not in resistance to it. But if there's something within you that's saying, I couldn't have this feeling here forever, then that means there's something within you that's resisting. So the biggest challenge, the biggest obstacle to embodiment, to this somatic work, is the one inside who doesn't want to feel what they're feeling. So we need to sort of curiously and courageously get used to being within our feelings without trying to get rid of them. And to recognize that it's only the mind, it's only thought that doesn't want to feel what we're feeling. Presence is in a complete state of acceptance of what we're feeling right now. So to discover this space inside, which is completely already not resisting what we're feeling, there's something here which is completely okay with our feelings exactly as they are. Even if there's panic, even if there's resistance, even if there's sadness, there might be something inside saying, I don't want this panic, I don't want this sadness, I don't want this whatever, but there's also this space which is completely okay with it. And when you start sensing into that space and knowing that space, you can sort of feel that space as like a warm, loving presence. So I would say it's important to combine these somatic practices, which we all learn, with meditations or inquiries which help you get in touch with this space of freedom which never resists, with this space of freedom which is always accepting our experience exactly as it is. There's something here which has never resisted a single thing in your entire life. Your heart isn't fighting with this moment. Your heart isn't arguing with this moment. There can be pain in the heart, which is fighting with this moment. There can be pain in the chest, which is fighting with this moment. But there's also this open space of beingness, which isn't resisting your experience. And I think a lot of people get into embodiment work without including this space, without really looking into this space. And you can be trying to heal, i.e. trying to get rid of yourself through embodiment work for years and years and years without recognizing that there's something here which actually doesn't need to heal, which doesn't want to heal. And that makes the whole path a hell of a lot easier because you're not fighting with yourself as much. So, to discover this place, this open place of beingness, and from that place coming into our body, from that place coming into our humanity, from that place meeting the pain within us and allowing it to unravel. So I don't know if I answered the question, but that's what I wanted to say. Thank you.